Hello, everybody. We are building up to the Aquarius new moon right now, and I wanted to talk about how we are going to get the most out of this out of this new moon. Okay, the new moon is always a powerful time to plant new seeds in your life that have to do with Aquarian themes. The new moon is always helpful for planting new seeds. This exact new moon is taking place in Aquarius, so we have an extra powerful time to plant Aquarian type of stuff. Aquarian themes include individuality, really wanting to be themselves in an authentic way, but also humanitarianism, wanting to serve other people, even if that means that individuals might uh, not do so great because we're focusing on the multitude. It can sometimes have that flavor of like, gotta crack a few eggs to make an omelet. I don't know. Not always the case. I mean, it depends person to person and everything, but wherever Aquarius is in your chart, you have a call to be authentic, a call to think outside the box, to do things your own way that other people might not understand, to show the world who you really are and to move forward without shame about who you are and how you show up that way. All new moons are good for planting seeds, and historically, farmers have actually planted literal seeds during the new moon. I mean, if you're a farmer, maybe you should go plant tonight, or on the new moon, but really, my goal is for us to set some intentions to plant figurative seeds of what we want to grow and harvest in the coming months and beyond. So we need to ask ourselves some important questions. Um, what do you want to do differently in your life right now? Where have you been where have you been inauthentic in the past? Like, where have you not been very true to yourself? And now you're thinking, okay, no, it is time for me to be truer to myself. Where do you want to show up more in alignment with your own true self, even if other people don't get it? To plant these quote unquote seeds, all you have to do is write them down on a piece of paper, the things that you want to do differently. You don't have to make a big plan to make these things happen. Just writing down your intention is what plants the seed. So remember that in real life, a real seed does not need to come with a manual, like doesn't need to be like, oh, when do I put down a root? Should this water go to making a leaf or to making a stem? It doesn't do that. The seed just gets planted and it naturally goes through this growth process. And as we go into choosing what seeds we want to plant with this Aquarius new moon, that's my invitation to you, is to not overthink it. You don't have to come up with this massive plan and a worksheet, and you don't have to track all of your progress or something and make a big plan. Your job is just to say, you know what, I would like to be a little more authentic every day. I would like to, show myself as I really am a little bit more. I would like to serve more people in whatever kind of way. So, what new seeds do we want to plant? These are a few thought questions, and if you're a journaling type, this is a great thing to screenshot or just pause here and get out your journal and use these as journaling questions. When Sorry, where are you feeling out of your authenticity, and what will it take for you to step into that authenticity? What is one way that you could experience more authenticity in your life? And I'll pause right here because I want to talk about one way that I stepped into my authenticity during probably an Aquarius full moon. This was several years ago, but I was talking to an old friend from college who asked me, what I was up to, and as I was talking to this friend, I realized, oh my gosh, I've literally hidden everything about myself. Like, I'm into astrology, I'm into vaccine research, I'm into um all of these different things, and I'm afraid to share my books. My books were all in a basement closet, hidden up so no one would know that those are the books that I read. And so one way that I stepped into my authenticity is that I moved all of my books out into the open. And so now if you come to my house, you're going to see the HPV vaccine on trial, and 400 critical vaccine studies, and dissolving illusions, and all of these books, I probably have 10 different books on that theme, and they're all right in my front room. So when you come in, you see who I actually am. It has classic literature, cookbooks, and these science books on, you know, terrible things that hurt people and um, and why we need to be careful with those things. And now I feel much more authentic. I don't have to hide who I am. Who I am is on display. Okay, back to the thought questions. How could you express yourself more authentically in your life? Where do you want to impact others more in your life? What intentions do you want to set around service and serving others? Where do you want to make more of an impact in blessing the lives of people around you? Where have you been closed to out of the box solutions? Could you be more open to different solutions in the future? What might that look like for you? Aquarius can deal with shocking surprise insight. So, how can you be more open to surprise insights? When it comes to Aquarius, Aquarius really does deal with the stuff you just didn't see coming, the stuff that comes out of left field. And sometimes those solutions are exactly the solutions that we need. We need to just absolutely pivot in a way that we never ever thought that we would. So, as we're heading into this Aquarius new moon, I'm just going to invite us all to be open to something so surprising that we never thought that it would show up for us. If something like that shows up for you, and it won't for everybody, but for some people it might, um, this is my invitation to be open to it. It might not be the right thing at the right time, but the fact that it's showing up is an Aquarian kind of thing that's there to help you plant some new seeds and to think about your life a little bit differently. Now, those are the Aquarian themes, but you are also allowed to just plant whatever you want, and that is allowed and that is good. Um, if you have some kind of goal or hope for yourself that you've been working on, you can just plant that as well, and it might be more in alignment with your natal Aquarius than you realize. For example, if you have Aquarius in the first house or the sixth house, and you're feeling some big fitness goals for yourself, it might not sound very Aquarian in general, but your Aquarius is in the fitness zones of the chart, and that would make sense. So you could write down your fitness goals. Um, but really anything, it doesn't matter. Are you working on a book? Are you working on, yeah, fitness, or I don't know, you want to hike Kilimanjaro or something, whatever goal you've got going on, you can plant that as well. Let's not limit ourselves. This is just a great day to be mindful about what we want in our lives in general. And so write down those things that you want. I would recommend writing all these things down in the present tense and label it all with the date. So, for example, you're going to put the date on the top of the paper, January the 29th, 2025, and then writing it in the present tense. I have tickets to go climb Kilimanjaro. I climb Kilimanjaro really easily. I am training for my Kilimanjaro climb every day, that kind of thing. That's how you want to write it. So for me in my real life, my goal is to read all of the plays of Shakespeare this year. So I would write, I easily read all of the plays of Shakespeare. I am easily, I don't know, doing my Shakespeare thing. Right, whatever you're doing, but in the present tense. And then you just put the paper away. With the full moon, I like to rip up the paper because it's kind of symbolic, like I'm letting this go. With the new moon, we're planting seed. And so I kind of like to write it down and then plant it by kind of squirreling it away somewhere, like hiding it basically. I just leave it in my journal, put it away, don't look at it again for a couple of months. But in those couple of months, you can go back and look at what you wrote down and see the progress that you've made. Now, I run allieduzettclasses.com, and if you're not all set up there, you should be. The foundational sessions there are free and very, very life-changing. They're an easy way to, first off, make a lot of progress in your emotional and your physical healing, depending on your personal situation. And I don't know, you should just go check them out. In my opinion, they're really great. But the sessions that I would recommend to help you get the most out of this particular Aquarius new moon would be these, and I'm going to explain them. Aquarius governs the feet and it governs the legs. And so I had put down foot fascia and the knee session. There's also a hip session that if you have hip and low back pain, it may be a good day to work on those. Most of the website is organized alphabetically, or else you can like use the search function to look for what you're looking for. But let's see, hip and lower back, I think it's under H. Opening the heart is and releasing shame about who you really are and the personality activation. All three of these are going to help you let go of the parts of you that are scared to show up authentically. And they all kind of take a different tack in that arena of your life, you know? So opening the heart is going to be looking at heart walls and where are we closed off in our heart region from just being our true selves and being open, particularly to love, not just romantic love, but just like receiving and giving love in general. Personality activation, this is a higher ticket item. And it's kind of, I always have a hard time describing this session, but if you feel like you don't really know your personality, that is the session for you. And Aquarius has an enormous amount of personality. And so I figured this is a great one for today, for this Aquarius new moon, because it's going to be supportive to everybody's personality and becoming more comfortable with your own personality. Releasing shame about sharing who you are. So I have a shame session that's just about shame. This one is about the specific shame of when you want to be authentic and people shut you down. If you have had that horrible experience and you feel a lot of shame and fear about showing up as you are, this is going to be a great session for you. And the rejection sensitivity session is specific to rejection sensitivity dysphoria, which is when you kind of read rejection into many, many interactions in your daily life. Like if you text your friend and she doesn't get back to you in like a couple hours, then you start saying, oh my gosh, she's probably mad at me. She probably hates me. Oh no. And you start telling yourself these stories. If that's a pattern that you find yourself in, the rejection sensitivity session is for you. Now, something like 90+% of people with ADHD also have rejection sensitivity dysphoria. So if you know that you have ADHD, this session in particular is going to be very, very helpful for your entire life. You will see for yourself that addressing your rejection sensitivity is going to just make you so much calmer and happier. If somebody doesn't get back to you in a timely manner, it does not mean they hate you. That is just not the case. And so, and that's just one example of how this can show up. But working with that is going to be really powerful. So enjoy, my friends. Be sure to come out, hang out on Facebook at Intuitive Healing with Allie Duzett. Remember to go check out the free foundational sessions. If you haven't worked with my work before, they can absolutely change your life, and I hope that they do. This can be a really powerful new moon for you, and I hope that it is. I hope that you choose to use it the way it is meant to be used, and that the changes and seeds that you plant at this time propel you forward in all the ways that you are hoping that they will. Okay, have a great day, guys. Enjoy the new moon.